Hello everyone, it's Junie checking back in with all of you. I just wanted to say I have finished the mapping for Jack and Lily, the two missing siblings from Nova Scotia. I just want to let you know, I do believe that at around 8:30 a.m. I looked at the astrology and I do feel like possibly 8:30 a.m. is when the kids get into some trouble. I mean, it's a possibility. Again, this is just astrology. You do not have to take astrology as, factual evidence. Please remember to do your own research and come to your own conclusions about astrology, spirit boxes, and all that stuff. I always tell you guys to form your own opinions, okay? So around 8:30 a.m., I have the AC line in Gemini. Gemini rules siblings. It's the third house. It rules the third house. The third house rules siblings. So I think that's significant that at 8:30, between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m., Gemini is ruling the AC. Now remember, the AC line is what rules our victims, okay? So already it's telling us that we have two victims, okay? Two children that are missing. Cancer is still kind of in the first house there with Gemini. So again, we have family, we have a family home, a place where the children felt safe and secure is where they went missing from. I also have Jupiter there. That's interesting. And I also have Pluto in the 8th house of death. Now, this is why I feel that this is where the kids probably do get into some trouble. Pluto being in the 8th house of death is not good on any crime chart, especially for missing children. So I do believe around 8:30 a.m. is when the children do get in trouble. I forgot to also mention that Pluto is at the 3rd degree. Again, that's a Gemini degree. That is the 3rd house. It rules two people and it rules siblings. So I have a planet of death, or that the victims are under some type of transformation, some type of transforming energy, okay, with Pluto. Remember, Pluto is the meat grinder. He is the things that breaks things down, okay? So when you see victims showing up with Pluto in the 8th house of death, it can mean that the victims are going through some type of transformation, or that they have already transformed, or that they are under some type of trauma, under some type of control, and that it's the planet of death. Okay, so it's a possibility. I'm not saying that they have passed. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that in astrology, that planet rules death. And it's in the 8th house of death at the 3rd degree, which rules siblings. Two people. Okay? So Gemini also rules, the local area, the neighborhood. It also rules, young children that are of school age. And it rules one-lane roads, back roads, campground roads, things like that, road signs, anything to do with travel, short distant journeys in your local area. So I have the planet of death at the 3rd degree, which is ruled by Gemini, which rules siblings. So, okay. So that, doesn't mean that they've passed. I'm just telling you what the planet means. Of course, we always want to keep hope alive. Again, I'm going to remind you, this is just astrology. You do not have to take it as fact. Okay, let's continue to break down the charts. Okay, so this is the map for 10 a.m. This is the 911 call map. So we'll zoom into the house where Jack and Lily went missing. This is the trailer here. Tried to get it close to, doors, the back door, the front door, point of exit. You can see where a lot of the energy is leaving the home. We do have some lines going straight out the back door that I'm interested in, and it does go by this like chicken coop and camper area. It does go through that into the back way of that. So let's look at some of the planets. We'll first look for Saturn. Saturn rules a deceased body, and this is right before Saturn went into Aries. So Saturn is still in Pisces at this point. With Saturn being in Pisces, we can be looking at people near water, around water, or in water. Okay? So we'll follow Saturn in Pisces, and it takes us to the back part of this lake. We have Ceres here. Ceres is who rules children as well, how we raise children, how we take care of our children, how we manage our children. It also rules custody battles and things like that. That is Ceres. And she also is the whole story of Persephone, who, this is the mother that was looking for her daughter, who was taken by Hades and taken below and hidden. So I have Ceres. There is still a little bit of water through here. I have Saturn going through water here. I also have Venus and Neptune. Neptune rules delusions, lies, conspiracy theories, and crime. Neptune rules drowning, water, prescription medication, heroin, drugs, things that are hidden. Neptune is the fog machine. And Venus can also rule a woman, all women, young and old, including older sisters, mothers, grandmothers, children, girl children. Okay, Venus rules all women in a crime chart, of all shapes and sizes. Okay, so they were conjunct. Neptune and Venus were both conjunct on the chart. Hold on, my dog's moving. Hold on, my dog just moved the whole desk. Give me a second. Lay back down. Okay, so, sorry. She's literally under my desk and moving it. The line of Mercury I am curious about. One, because it's in the 17th degree. That's another degree that, is a child degree of young school children. So we have Mercury in the 17th degree. Mercury rules children. And I have Chiron going right to this campground. That's that nearby campground. This is a wound that never heals. Okay? And Mercury also rules young school children. Travel, communication, text messages, things like that. And again, I have it going through this lake, going through Matheson West Road. So that is interesting as well. The sun can rule the vital life force. I followed the sun all the way out to the ocean. Why? Because the spirit box that we did, if you remember, I caught a spirit box session, and my spirits did mention something about point. And I looked over here, something about point, and it does say green point. So I'm not sure if it's it might be nothing. Again, that's just a spirit box. We are not supposed to take a spirit box as fact. That's just something that I noticed, that there is an area that has the name point in it. That was what I caught on a spirit box. So, and it is in this pie section. Again, the sun does rule the vital life force, and Chiron is the wound that never heals. So I was curious about that as well. This is a really thick, desolate area in some places on these maps. I mean, you could hide a body anywhere. Bodies, it'd be very difficult to find. But I'm really hoping with the moon is in the first house at 10 a.m. For the 911 call, and that does give me some hope that the answers that we seek are at home, are nearby, and that hopefully that we will find the answers that we seek, is what I'm hoping. Because the moon was in the first house during the 911 call. So here is the moon. This is another ruler of children. The moon rules children under 5 years of age. The AC line is also a line that would rule the victim, okay? So if I put the 8:30 a.m. chart over top of these lines, it does move a bit. The moon moves pretty fast. The AC line can change degrees as well. So I put this as Castor and Pollux, even though I believe it's just Castor. Pollux would probably be right in the middle here. So I put Castor and Pollux in one because they are siblings and they're twins and they rule Gemini. So Castor and Pollux is in the Cancer constellation, even though they are ruled by Gemini, connected to Gemini. The body of them is in the Cancer constellation, majority of the time. So here is the moon line. It goes across the road and out about here. So I did 2.2 miles. I think I pushed out 1.6 miles, 1.7 miles, and then 2.2 miles, and then I pushed that out even more. So we can push it all the way out. We can go 22 miles, we can go 17 miles, and we can go 16 miles, okay? So, you can kind of see my inner circle. Now, this I'm interested in. We can find bodies on the line of Pluto or near the line of Pluto sometimes. So I am interested in Pluto because Pluto is hanging out with DNA. DNA means just that, DNA, okay? In crime, on a crime chart. Pluto is at 10 a.m. It is in the 7th house at 10 a.m. Remember, at 8:30, Pluto was in the 8th house of death. At 10 a.m., it moves into the 7th house of Aquarius. Pluto was in Aquarius, as Pluto is in Aquarius right now. So that is, shocking events, okay? Something unexpected and shocking happening, and it is the planet of, someone going through tremendous change, some type of transformation, and I have to remind you that it is the planet of death, okay? So, it is the planet of death, okay? It's a very important planet in our natal charts, even though Pluto is not considered a planet anymore. In astrology, we still consider Pluto very important. He tells us about our transformations on our natal chart, the things that might be a challenge to us, but it also gives us tremendous power. In certain houses, Pluto can be very powerful for us and give us many blessings. Okay, so, but on a crime chart, Pluto, in crime, astrology that rules crime, Pluto is the planet of transformation and death. Okay, so let's go down here and take a peek down here.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Apply for Apple Card today and start earning up to 3% daily cash back on everyday purchases. And that daily cash can even grow.
Okay. So this is the IC line and the par of fortune. So your par of fortune is basically the sun, moon, and your AC line. So in crime, that really has a lot to do with a victim. The moon, especially because they're children, and the moon does rule children under 5. The sun can be the vital life force in astrology, and the AC line, the rising sign line, is the victims. So I have the root of the matter, the IC line, the emotions and how everything turns out at the end of the matter, surrounding these victims at the end of the matter. I have these two conjunct. Well, they're not really conjunct, but they're close together. They make a pretty good, decent pie. So I have that going in this direction here, off of Lansdowne Station Road, on the corner of Lansdowne Station Road right here. So I do have mile markers mapping out. I'm not sure if this is a railroad track right here. Be interested in that because my mile marker does kind of map out the section of this, and there's a pathway that does go through here. So I am interested in that area as well, off of Lansdowne Station Road. The railroad tracks all through here as well. Aquarius and Pluto. Aquarius can rule things that have movement to them. I mean, Aquarius rules your ankles. Even ankles are a body part that moves, that has movement to it, right? So you think of Aquarius, we look at things that have movement. Even if the train track wasn't here anymore, I'd still be interested in it if it was just a pathway, because it shows movement, transportation, movement, moving forward, right? Momentum is Aquarius. Sorry, my dog is moving around again. Sorry, I'm trying to do this all with one hand. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Okay, the other area I was interested in, the moon goes through here as well, these railroad tracks. So I am interested in Lansdowne Station Road. I'm interested in Leod Road, all through here. And Pollux probably ends up on Matheson Road right through here. Mars is here. Mars is the planet of conflict, arguing. He also rules blood. He rules the buttocks. He rules, conflict, anger. He is the god of war, and he goes out to this road as well. So it wouldn't hurt for them to look in this area as well. Would not hurt at all. We'll circle that. Daisy, honey, stay still, baby. It's okay, stay still. So that's an interesting area. I swear, the minute I start recording, the second I hit record, everyone in my family acts crazy. Okay. Okay. So these areas out here, I am also interested in. Like I said, the AC line does rule the victim. The moon rules children under 5. Castor and Pollux is siblings. They're the twins. They're siblings. Mars rules conflict and anger. So these areas I'm interested in as well. So I've mapped out a few areas that, wouldn't hurt to check out. Even if they want to come and check out all the way by the shoreline here. This is all a tremendous amount of water out here. Mercury does go out to the water, the sun goes out to the water, Chiron does go out to the water, including Jupiter. So again, my dog just knocked over the desk and is moving again. Okay, so, all right. I am interested in this campground. Like I said, I have Chiron and Mercury. And Mercury does rule kind of like one-lane roads that you would find in a campground as well. So if, you know, I do have a line going near this campground with a wound that never heals. I am interested in that. I'm also interested in the area of Pluto and DNA, right? The planet of death and transformation. Also in an open enemy. 7th house rules your open enemies, your relationships with others, contracts that you have with others, right? So going out here, I am interested in that. What's the name of this road? I don't know the name of this road. But you could take Lansdowne Road and make a right down in here, or Matheson West Road and make a left down in here and find it. So, and again, this lake, you know, I have a lot of lines going through this lake. All through here. Through here, through here, through here. There is another little lake on Jupiter. Jupiter could be someone bigger, the bigger sibling, could be that. Or it could be, you know, an authority figure or a characteristic that describes, describes a characteristic either about the victims or, you know, could describe a characteristic. So, Jupiter was in Gemini at the time. Jupiter rules in Gemini rules siblings. So there's a big event with siblings, right? Jupiter was in Gemini at the time of the twins' disappearance. Jupiter is getting ready to change signs. It's going to be going into Cancer. So we're going to have a big emphasis happening with family, home security, home safety, motherhood, children, things like that. You're feeling safe at home. Even our, Jupiter is on the, for America, Jupiter is on the AC line. For America's astrology chart, Jupiter rules the AC line of America, and Cancer rules America. So, real soon, Jupiter is changing signs into Cancer. So when a planet is getting ready to change signs, Jupiter only changes signs like once, I think it's like once a year. Pretty sure it's once a year. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's once a year. But Jupiter, when he changes, he's a big boy. He's a big gas giant. He's Zeus. He's humongous, okay? And when he changes signs, that is a huge cosmic shift, okay? So it's something to think about. It could mean the older sibling, the bigger sibling, or some type of characteristic about, you know, the killers or the whatever. If anyone did try to hurt them, it could describe a characteristic about them as well. All right, so I'll take you back to the middle of their house. So again, this Lansdowne Road station and these railroad tracks I am interested in just because it does map out on a mile marker. Okay. All right, so please remember to, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about this. Let me know if you have any spidey senses as you're watching this. Maybe something stands out to you on one of these lines. I know a lot of you are gifted and have special talents. So, if any of you want to leave a comment below, tell me what you think. I do find it interesting that the planet that rules the physical body is going right out this back door and down these steps. I find that very interesting. And even if they were taken out this driveway, I have energy coming out this driveway as well. Especially Mars, who is the planet of anger, rage, conflict. You know, he's coming down the driveway. Mars is. So, I mean, it's significant, guys. I mean, all this energy and areas that we would have action, right? It's just amazing how astrology works and talks to us. So, all right, I've given you a couple possible locations. In the meantime, please continue to pray for Jack and Lily, that we will find their truth soon. Please remember that if any names or suspects are mentioned during this video, that everyone is considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Okay, this is just astrology. Don't have to take it as fact. This is just how the universe talks to us when there is a tragic event. This is how God tracks us down here and keeps an eye on us and lets us know what's happening. Okay? All right. Blessings to you all. Oh, wait, one more thing. Algol and Uranus were conjunct at the same degree, at the 26th degree, the day that they went missing. That is crazy. That is someone losing their head, and it's shocking. Okay? So that's what those two planets mean. All right? Okay. All right. Blessings to you all. Take care of one another. Blessed be. Bye-bye.